Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, what's up, aunties and nuts and everybody else? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review Live, where I'm going to be letting you know what's going down in Huntsville, Alabama, child. Ooh, yes, baby. Now, this is Lucky episode 7. The reason why I call it Lucky is we finally get to see the goings down, between Marcel Scott and Martell Holt after that interview with a woman who claims she had sexual intercourse, who was flued out from Huntsville to Vegas by way of Marcel Scott, and ended up not only having relations with Marcel, but his brother Maurice in a menage a trois threesome. Yeah. Now a threesome. A train's a whole bunch of folks. We talking about just 3 people. It was just a menage. And Martell was there to view not all of the goings on of the menage, but he knew what was going on. He knew she was there for Marcel. And since Letitia went on Carlos King's show and protest too much, Martell felt it was only right with the help of his girlfriend, his son's mother, baby mama, the AKA Coleslaw, as we know her to be, felt it prudent to put her on blast, to put Marcel more so on blast than Maurice. Maurice was more or less, casualty of war, according to Martell. Nevertheless, they finally had it out, and they're going to have it out some more according to next episodes of episode 8. Can't wait for that. But one thing I want to say is I'm feeling a little under the weather. Feeling much better than I did from the last live I did with my homegirl Erin yesterday. But I feel like by the end of this week, the 15th coming up, 14th coming up, I should be real good. I mean, real good. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I'm going to get some water. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Yes, the voice is wettened and moisturized and everything. So we're going to move on. So listen, don't cry for me, Argentina. My probation going to be all right. Don't worry about me so much. I just hope I can give you a good show tonight. All right. So listen, I think I shouldn't say all, because all y'all don't think this. Y'all who y'all is got destiny all the way effed up. Y'all just now, Nell, I like you, girl. I like you. But you can't be putting bodies on this woman Now, excuse me. Now, Miss Nail Fletcher, I'm gonna have to give you a little bit. I'm gonna have to read you a little bit now, just because you've been through some things, and maybe your only means of handling situations of get back or whatever is to sleep with other people or to sleep with folks know, but that ain't Destiny's MO. Now, I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that may be something you're privy to, you're used to, and your comings up in the world. But like Destiny and me, no, we ain't talking about me. We talking about Destiny. You can't be putting miles on that girl. Come on now. That ain't cute. Come on now, come on. We got to think rationally. And if she meant anything to you, we don't get into it because Destiny and Nell had a little tay-to-tay. But I'm just telling you, Nell, from my point of view, from my vantage point, you can't be putting, especially another woman, unless you know the hoe, unless you know the heifer's home. Fine, but child, and then you come up with all. We gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. But first, Destiny and Lance meet up. Yeah, he, like I said before, he owes her an apology. Just because they was getting to know each other, don't mean that what he did was okay. Especially now that we know he was catching feelings. Oh, he told her, y'all. Did y'all see the episode? Y'all just waiting on me to tell you. He said Lance told Destiny in this conversation he was catching feelings. Oh, Destiny was taken aback. She was like, oh, well, we were just friends. And there was no intercourse. Now, I'm going to say this. I ain't trying to be in nobody's business who ain't listening. Both of them is saying there was no sex involved. I'm pretty sure they kissed, bodies was next to each other on more than one occasion. They grown. Now, I'm not speaking like Nell is speaking. I'm just saying, two attractive people down in the Delta. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he ain't all that, but I'm just saying. I'm sure more than kissing happened. A pet, a touch, everything but intercourse. Listen, we gonna take that word for it. It is what it is. But the fact that he caught feelings was interesting. But he steadily having sex. Well, that's what folks do. He's steadily having sex with an ex with no condom, spinning blocks and carrying on. And he just felt it wasn't prudent to tell her because he wasn't sure if the baby was his. Oh. Now, is that coming from her or is that coming from you? Because everybody want to say, well, I wasn't with her 24/7. So I hate when people say that. Good and age well. Lance, whatever your last name is. It ain't Fletcher. Whatever, whoever this woman is, I'm sure if you spit in the block, well, I can't even be sure. I'm just going to say this. You better hope, Lance, you better hope, you hear me? You better hope that that's not a one-sided comment. And if she said there was a possibility, or if she didn't say it was a possibility that Lance may not be the daddy, he better be speaking right, because it's gonna be all kind of war of the roses if that's just what he's saying to try and make his side look better. Nevertheless, he did bring up the fact that this dude that he questioned Destiny about last season, during Destiny's relaunch of Madani e-commerce was, she was making googly eyes. You know what I'm saying? See, all this came from Kimmy messy behind. She need to worry about her own husband and what we know he's been doing and the goalposts she's been moving for her man. Trying to be a mentor, not a father. Girl, let me get some water on this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Child, listen, Kimmy messy behind over there trying to cause problems in other folks' situations because her situation was blown up, and we all know that she liked to move goalposts for her man. Listen, yeah, kind of, reeks of desperation, but if she like it, we should love it, right? So back to Destiny and Lance. So Lance has a god brother named Antoine, affectionately called Twine. Ooh, Lord, another tall drink of water. I might need to go down to Huntsville because this is the third man. Just kidding. But it sure is nice to see something that you don't mind seeing. You know what I'm saying? Nice looking, tall. Listen, I like what I like. It is what it is. And yeah, you know. Twine ain't nothing bad to look at. Destiny got some good eyes. That's all I'm gonna say. Hi Twine, hey you, how you doing? So yeah, Twine is the god brother of Lance, and Destiny did not know. Kimmy's messy behind, telling Nell that Destiny is making googly eyes at this dude over here. Ain't she supposed to be dating your son? Remember that, y'all? Like, who the hell asked you? Oh, can't stand no messy, desperate woman trying to cause problems. Anyway, so this season, apparently Latricia told Destiny that down at the gym, child, word on the barbell curve is Twine is interested in Destiny. Now, Twine, you mean tell me you didn't know that Destiny was involved with your god brother? The show been on how long? I mean, it wasn't just I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that we in season 10, I believe season 8, we were introduced to Lance and Destiny kind of making googly eyes at each other. Since we want to go googly eyed. So help me understand, why is this news to Twine? And where has Twine been as to why he don't know this? Furthermore, why didn't Latricia say, well, we all probably already know why Latricia didn't say she's supposed to be mixed up with Lance. I mean, dang. Girl, Trisha got her own tangled web. You see, again, when folks just can't wait until the decree is signed, you get labeled something. And y'all could be the nicest people. Y'all could be, the something totally different. But how you are portrayed on this World Wide Web internet television screen of mine ain't nothing nice. No, it ain't. So yeah, Destiny said then that if I want to, run this by Lance, because we are dating and we're not exclusive, we're not monogamous. So she wanted to run this by him. And if he's okay with it, she cool. So Destiny, girl, wait a minute. I'm trying to defend you, girl, but this don't look cute. I mean, I know it's a small world, small town, but if they are related through the Lord, I think you need to bark up a different tree. I know he a tree trunk waiting to be climbed, but girl, Move on in life. That's just, if you listen, watching, listening. If anybody knows Destiny, just let her know, child, please. You may not want to go that route. Just saying. Anywho, where was I? On my notes, baby. Where am I on my notes? Oh yeah. Okay, so the fellas. Child. Okay, yeah, well, we done with Destiny and Lance. Oh, wait, first of all, she did bring a gift. But we didn't see her present him with the gift. I mean, duh, it was all pink and cute and carrying on. It would have been nice if we could have seen her present him with the gift. Let's just hope she still gave him the gift because she walked in with a cute little bag as if it was a baby shower about to happen. I'm just saying. I think that was it for my notes with them. So, anywho, the fellas meet up at some golf thing, practicing golf thing, child. We got all the fellas of the show, friends of the fellas, everybody, Will, tall, fine, behind. Twine wasn't there though. Twine wasn't there. Lance was there. Both Scott brothers, Martell, Ken, Chris Fletcher. Was that it? Yeah. Like I said, Lance was there. So yeah. So why is Maurice trying to convince Lance to get a vasectomy? I guess, since that's the easiest way for them to keep having sex with people so you don't get pregnant. I guess Maurice wanted to let Lance know, hey man, listen, it ain't failed me yet. Child, let me get a drink of water on that one. Hold on. Baby, I got jokes tonight. Listen, fellas meet up at the golf, right? Like I said, Maurice telling Lance about the vasectomy. Go and get you one. Ain't failed me yet. Ken said he fed up with his woman and her shenanigans. Still trying to get this divorce, but the one thing I heard him say was he's pouring into her. He's pouring into her soon-to-be ex. Right? Stop right there. Like Chris Fletcher said, episode 6. That was 2 weeks ago. I ain't gonna quote him, but what I will say, what Chris said was, you ain't dating him, you dating her. If that wasn't gospel on Sunday, I don't know what ain't. So that's part of your problem. And like we all know, Ken has been trying to do season 9 and season 10. Trying to pour into another man. First of all, you ain't gay. You ain't bisexual. So why are you trying to pour into some other man's feelings that ain't got nothing to do with the price of tea? That's for him to sort out with his therapist or his psychiatrist, his whatever, his mental health professional. It ain't got nothing to do with you, Ken. Stop putting your resources into him and concentrate on the family that you chose and that you want to be with. That's where all of your emotions and things should be going into. Instead, you want to divvy up. Nah, fool, listen to Chris. And I believe that's what that fine friend of yours, Will, said too. Why are you even... You ain't got no MFT, LCSW behind, PhD behind your last name, MD of nothing psychiatry or psychology. If you don't leave that man alone, tell him the boundaries he cannot cross. You are the man in his household. When you ain't here, this is what you cannot do. When you are here, this is what you bet not do. And when you are here, this is what you ought do when it comes to this family. And if you don't like it, I don't care. This is how it is. And Latricia needs to co-sign it, respect these kids, and whatever she needs from you, I suggest you get it. Regarding these children, sign the paperwork, and all this yelling and screaming and getting all your draws in a bunch behind what he lying about and what he ain't doing. Please. I don't even know why you so heavily vested in his emotions. I give a doggone about that fool. deadbeat fathers, please. Anyway, Ken fed up. He fed up with Latricia and her shenanigans. He fed up with all this, and he said he don't even know if after she get the divorce, if he do still want to marry her. I said, oh, Marty, how the tables have turned. Oh, child. Things getting a little easier. Oh, things are getting harder right now. Ooh, that was a word, wasn't it? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna get some water. Hold on. Child, it's going down in Huntsville. Ken fed up. Uh, uh, Lance caught feelings, and now, child, it's all kind of stuff going on. What is going on with these fellas? Let me see what my notes say. Oh Lord! Then Martell tried to low key slide this question in, trying to see if the fellas know his woman, like he know Latricia. Boy, I tell you, I'm drinking water constantly, y'all, making sure I can keep up this voice because, like I say, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. So excuse my voice, excuse the pauses, but we getting through this. Yeah, so Martell low key trying to be slick and slide in these questions, trying to see if anybody that fucked Ariane behind his back like he did Kim Latricia. So Kim was like, nah, I don't even know that girl. He said, I'm one of the realest dudes you know. And if I did something with somebody that you messing with, I will let you know. See, Ken, that's not how you should have answered that. I said, I ain't like you. I'm going to say what's going on at the time. I would have told you already. That's what you should have said. If you're a real one, like you say you are, that's what you should have said. I know I would have loved to see Martell's face, and I would have loved to see what Marceau's face looked like after hearing Ken tell Martell that. Child, see, you got to come in strong, Ken, because you came in weak, letting that girl make a fool out of you. That's what you're really mad at. That's why you're fed up. Like you said, you're sick and tired of stuff coming up and it ain't being handled. Yeah. But that's what you get for messing with a married woman that you know ain't got no divorce in sight and moving in with the kids and doing all this as if you are the daddy. You did way too much, bro. Mr. Ken, you did way too much. And all this is your fault because you the man and you the head of the house. And you supposed to be leading. You leading them all Brimro's path. So now you think having second thoughts. I'm pretty sure your fine friend Will had told you about these second thoughts a long time ago. I'm just saying. If you had a friend like me, I would have told you. Yeah. Talking about I'm having second thoughts. Anyway, back to Martell. So yeah, I think Ken should have told Martell, I ain't like you, and I'll let you know at the time. Once I know y'all a couple, if I did something with that girl, I would have told you. I wouldn't wait, a year later or whatever to tell you, man. So I'm one of the realest men you know. You know you ain't. Stop lying. Anyway, what else happened, child? Oh, so since that was, the point of contention for, Martell as far as wanting to make sure that his girl ain't no lying skeezer. No, he didn't. Okay, I'll say this. Martell is trying to make sure his current girlfriend, Ariane Curry, who was his mistress for 7+ years, had 3 pregnancies, 1 baby, back and forth with the wife, knew from jump he was married, tried to see if she's true to him and if she stepped out on him or if she's had any relations with anybody in this friend group, because he needs to make sure that she's a good girl for him. Is that what I heard? The jokes write themselves, y'all. I promise you. Hold on, let me get some water. Child, did y'all hear? Did y'all hear that mess on the show? Martell, now listen. Have you ever heard of Scarlet Letter? Probably not. It's going to be a little time before your woman can gain enough integrity about herself to be looked at as anything other than coleslaw. It is what it is. It's going to take some time, and considering the events that's happening outside of Love and Marriage Huntsville between you, your ex-wife, and her at the moment, it's going to be a little longer. So this divorce was in 2020. I'll probably say by 2028, if nothing else happens. Oh my God. Martell, I know you're trying to really, make fetch happen, but child, okay, let's move on, because I don't want to interrupt nobody's happiness. All I'm saying is, boy, please. What else? So then Will says, well, first when Ken said he didn't know her, Will said he didn't know her either, but she does know one of his kids' mothers or something like that. He may have saw her, and pretty much she knows somebody he knows. So like third or fourth remove, something like that. But not to the point where they know each other, not even an acquaintance, just seen her, Anywho, so then Will says, well, I want you to know I was training her and she came to the house, and oh, he had Martell's attention. OMG, Martell was looking like, oh, really? And then he kind of made it seem like that was a joke, making it funny the way Martell did Ken with Latricia. Mm-hmm. Then Maurice with his gummy bear looking stuff. I don't want to talk about nobody looks. I really don't. But it's just Maurice has, I don't know how Kimmy do it, yeah. Maurice said something that was so uncouth and crass. It's like he's trying to make a joke, but he just said it all wrong. Oh, he's trying to pull a Latricia. No, he's trying to pull a Martell. Fool. You see how Maurice puts the onus on Latricia instead of putting the onus on Martell, and that whole situation of who trained who and when and where and what time and what address. See, you see that? Ooh. Ooh, I almost said something I wasn't supposed to. Where am I? Oh, so then Maurice asked, Flesh, do you know Ariane? And it was like, nah, I don't met her maybe once or twice. Anybody else? I was like, nah. Now, first of all, that's what Martell should have said. Hey, man, slow your roll. If anybody gonna ask, it's gonna be me. You see, you got to protect your woman, Martell. You can't just wait till we get to child. Anyway, Martell, you got to protect your woman. If you out here trying to find out and you already claiming her, we saying her name, now we can since Melody ain't there no more. Once since she is known as who her name is on this show. Hello. It's you have to protect this woman's reputation. Child, I started laughing, had a coughing fit just now. Child, listen, the jokes write themselves. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Ooh, let me start over. Okay, so Martell, you're gonna have to protect your woman's reputation. Ooh, child, I had to mute again. Oh, the jokes is joking, y'all. I mean, like I said, we gonna have to wait maybe till 2028 before we don't consider her until we stop laughing at this woman. I'm just saying because the rate they going. Okay, let me see if I can get through this scene, this part right here. Okay, so Martell, Maurice is making jokes with the crew. Anybody know Ariana other than and anybody else said nothing. Then Marceau, child. They going back and forth, Marceau and Martell. At this point, well, I'll start from a different vantage point. Maurice brought up scope, right? Because Maurice wants to get to the bottom of things between his brother and Martell. So Martell mentions how Marceau was the manager of a movie theater and he needed some help with the business. And so he and Martell went into business together, building and everything like that, commercial real estate, you know, properties and everything like that. Martell just tried to dig in the fact that Marceau was the manager of a movie theater. He had a family. He needed to, make some moves financially that's better than what they've been doing, which is why they went into business together. And it ended also because tables turned and Martell couldn't keep up his part of the business for the most part. So it was necessary for Martell to get bought out. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, maybe season 5 this happened, 4, that Letitia bought out Martell. And so from that is where Maurice indicated that there may be an issue with their relationship. It was discussed previously between Maurice and Martell when Maurice wanted to get to the bottom of why Martell was, moving the way he's moving as the villain, aka trying to squash so that his wife would know more about his infidelity, in my opinion. Anywho, so then Marceau brings up the fact of, yes, he was a manager of a movie theater. He also had properties left and right. It was a time to where he needed to go into business and leave the movie theater. So just giving a quick synopsis of, he wasn't down. Well, I'll say this: the fact that Martell tried to sun him by him working as a manager at a movie theater, like Chris Fletcher said, so what if that's what he was doing? The fact that Marceau and Martell went into business together is indicative of both of them needing to make a better financial situation for their families. And I'm thinking, well, so what? What for? And again, Martell is trying to have some get back because of, how he feels Marceau has done him recently with, about telling lies about him. Anyway, so more of this conversation ensued outside. Once they got outside, right, Marceau kept saying, "Oh, he wish he could have some coleslaw." Not her, but he was pretty much saying the word coleslaw over and over to make Martell upset. It worked, however. Martell just kept shading Marceau, saying about how, Marceau's a liar, so's his wife, and he deserves an apology. Marceau, and so Martell said he did the interview because that satisfied him. Marceau was like, "That satisfied you? Are you serious?" I see a different side in Marceau. He is extremely defensive for somebody who ain't ever did nothing wrong. He's more defensive about these cheating allegations than how Martell disrespected Letitia in front of him and in front of her and him and just in front of Marceau. That's where I'm at with it. Like, dude, it's obvious you're upset about Martell doing this to you. Why, if there is nothing to what Martell is doing? Again, Marceau should be more upset about how disrespectful Martell has been in his wife's face and what Martell has said about his wife in total. And I'm sure Letitia and somebody else over there, if not Shonuff or whoever else, has said, "Why is he so upset about something that ain't true?" But he ain't more upset about how this man has talked to you in front of him. I would have. Rest in peace. I'm sure Kiki would have. Because it's only obvious. If we're gonna believe Marceau had nothing to do with that woman or any other woman that Martell is saying that he did, I wouldn't even talk about it. All I would say is I will warn him about how he talks to my wife moving forward and how he talks about my wife moving forward. Hello. I know mine would. I know for a fact mine would. So yeah, that's another clue, Letitia. Anyway, so more of Marceau versus Martell. Excuse me. Marceau got Martell all the way together. Pretty much, Marceau said after Martell ruined his marriage and life and everything going on, he wants to blow up everybody else's spot by saying this, that, and the third. Martell was like, "Well, we boys." And Marceau was like, "We ain't boys. Period. Pooh." I said, "Period, pooh." But Marceau was like, "We ain't boys." And Marcel looked kind of sad when he said that. Oh. But what can you expect? If Martell is going to be a BAN, then you be that. Enjoy that since you enjoyed trying to blow up his spot because you blew up your own. Hello. So Marceau threatened Martell to expose him as much as Martell is trying to expose Marceau. So Marceau was just returning serve moving forward. Marceau said, moving forward, I am returning serve. Okay, here we go. As they say, the girls are fighting. Pause for the cause. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. A new scene, y'all. The dudes are done. We done with them until next episode, because next episode, Martell and Marceau are gonna keep talking. I don't know, y'all. Marceau looked like he lost about 25 pounds. He must be stressing. Okay, so now we got Nell, Lance, and Twine. Ooh, another tree, baby. Twine, baby. Antoine, the godson. So they working out boxing. And then they start discussing Destiny, of course. So that's why Lance brought his mama to the gym. She's like, oh, Lord. So this part, I was a little, secondhand embarrassment for Nell. Lance told his mama he and Destiny never did nothing. Destiny is just being railroaded all the way through. Now you wrong. Like I said, Lance said Latricia told Destiny Twan is interested, because they was down to the gym. So Twan didn't know what was going on, nor about who Destiny it was and whatnot. Now thinks Destiny mad at Lance, so she wants Twan. Girl, Destiny. Destiny, I don't even know Destiny, but from what I see, that ain't even Destiny's MO. You really think Destiny is now, did you really think Destiny is out in them Huntsville streets serving puss the way you say? I mean, maybe because that's, like I said, maybe because that's what you know of that happens. I mean, not everybody has to give their bodies to people as part of some get back. I don't personally don't, I hope y'all don't take offense to this, but I don't see how people can degrade themselves in that way. Just because your mate cheated on you, you want to get back and cheat with something. What? I've never understood that to be anything remotely the right thing to do. We all know it ain't. No. I don't know. I guess I just respect myself a little bit more than that. Mm-mm. It's never been my type to do. And if you cheat, bye. Ain't no need to go back and forth because I don't want you. That's always been a point of contention for me. You cheat on me, you played yourself. Peace. Anywho, so that's what Nell thinks, and she just knows that her son and Destiny had relations because she knows her kids. Nell, you wrong for that. You wrong. You're supposed to be a girl's girl. I know that's your son and everything, but girl, you putting bodies on somebody that it ain't right. It ain't right. Anyway, Twan was just listen. I'm not trying to get in the middle of nothing that ain't there or is there. You are my god brother, and it ain't going down. And he hasn't even made a move yet. So all of this is for nothing now. You making yourself look stupid. You even sound stupid about what you're saying, and you're it's just small mind. Girl, how old are you? I couldn't believe it. So pretty much that was it with them, child. We moving on to the last thing. Destiny and Nell meet up. Nell trying to navigate their relationship after Destiny said that she needed to reevaluate their relationship because Nell invited that big-headed girl to Nell's reunion thing, marriage vow renewal party, and didn't even know the woman. And Destiny was taken aback because her crew was trying to get to know some. Well, that's the thing. If they're on a show, they're supposed to get to know people on the cast. Destiny, you have to give them that. You know what I'm saying? You have to. No one's saying you have to invite her to your stuff, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Nell was moving in a way. She felt the way, and Destiny felt that. They both said each other moved differently while in LA, meaning during the reunion taping. And like I said, Nell felt the way after being told the relationship will be reevaluated. But Destiny said she never treated her different. That's just what Destiny needed to do internally for her. And Destiny felt the way because she knew Nell was a mother figure to her, a confidant. She didn't say mentor. No shade. However, Destiny did feel hurt because of the things that were said on at reunion, talking about she doesn't, meaning Nell doesn't feel comfortable anymore about Destiny dating her son. And then Nell had the audacity to say, "Well, you got Lance, Jalen, Moses, and Twan all wrapped up." First of all, now she ain't even dating Twan. Now, when she said Jalen, I said, "Jalen? Kimmy's son?" Now, I remember them joking about it, what, 4 seasons ago or however long it's been. But not once did we see anything about them ever. And well, let's just say that I just thought about something. The bell went off. If in fact Jalen and Destiny did go out, if they ever, decided to go on a date of any reason, I can see why Nell would. I can see why Kimmy would tell Nell that Destiny is making googly eyes at some man while she's supposed to be dating your son. See, Kimmy ain't right in more ways than one, if that's the case. But if it ain't, Kimmy's still wrong for saying it because it's none of her damn business. Anyway, and so in retort to Nell bringing up all these different dudes, Destiny was like, Moses was the only man out of all of them. So don't be putting bodies on me. Don't be putting mouths on my cooch. That's not even the case. And like I said, me and your son never did anything. We were just dating. Attention, Nell Fletcher. There are people that actually date and don't have sex. Just FYI, in case you didn't know. So more and more talking about their relationship, and Destiny just refuses to let Nell go. She refuses. Not that it's a bad thing, but Destiny refuses to allow Nell to put her in the box. Destiny refuses to allow Nell to throw her away. Destiny said, as soon as folks on this show feel like they don't want to feel like I've done them wrong in some type of way, they want to act to friendship. She was talking about Melody. Because that's the only person that did that. Hello. So, yeah, Nell tried Destiny. Destiny got with her. Destiny ain't no spring chicken. And, due to their history, Nell decided that she was, thinking incorrectly about Destiny, and so Destiny cleared some things up for her. And all thanks to Kimmy, that's how this mess started, in my opinion. Like Nell said, you was, making eyes, the same term, same verbiage that Kimmy used, Nell is using. So that's where Nell got the ish from. I can't wait for Kimmy to get read like a book over that. Get her, Destiny, get her. And also, Letitia need to mind her business, according to Nell, because Letitia was mixed in. What she say about what she say? Letitia said, "Hold on, let me get my notes together, child." Shoot, Nell said Letitia need to mind her business about what's going on with her and her marriage and worry about their interview. Besides, trying to, add fuel to the fire between us. I said, I know that's right. I know that's right. See, Letitia and Kimmy are more alike than they let on. Kimmy tried to steer clear of Letitia, but they're just alike. Struggling wives, trying to hold on to some brothers who like extracurricular activities, and they just feel like, they need to hold on to their man. Both of them kind of, wishy-washy with their kids, as we've learned over the years, and expecting their wives to be or uphold this sanctity of marriage when the wives are doing more than the men. I mean, it's just all too familiar for me, child. Hold on, gotta call. Hold on. All I gotta say is, y'all got Destiny all the way after, and I'm Team Destiny. Have always been on 10. Hello. I think that's it for this review, y'all. I think I'm done, so. Yeah, I'm done, baby. That was Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 10, episode 7. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that my um, illness wasn't too much of a bother for y'all. But like I said, next time you hear from me, I should be doing a whole lot better, especially since the last live I did with my homegirl Erin. Now I'm gonna run down some shows that we are and I am doing so that you know what's going on. Real Housewives of Miami, Real Housewives of Orange County with my homegirl Erin. We're gonna do Selling Sunset on Netflix when that comes back. We're also going to continue with Southern Charm on Bravo once that comes back. And I will continue with Bell Collective. That's supposed to air October 3rd. And I will be coming to you with that weekend. What else am I doing? Who else? Oh, Real Housewives of Potomac is coming through, y'all. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is coming through. Welcome home, Karen Huger. All right now, girl. We can't wait to see you. Reading reading the girls and everything. And also Reasonable Doubt on Hulu is coming through, y'all. Yes. Can't wait for that season 3. That was a banger. Seasons 1 and 2. Ooh, and if you need to refresh your memory, also we got Power Universe that I'm doing. I didn't do BMF. However, the Power series I'm doing. So when they come back, we'll be joining back in the fray with them. And anything special that pops through. So if you need something to watch, when you're just doing whatever, if you're driving or on the plane, on the train, automobile, on the boat, whatever the case may be, go ahead and pop in my channel, Ray All Day, and we can give you something, and I can give you something that'll entertain you. Thanks again for tuning in. I appreciate you. And if I forgot a show, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure it's black so that you get all of the notifications that come through. Don't forget to share this. Let folks know what's going on because I'm on my way to being monetized before the end of the year. I am hoping that this happens. I'm really hoping. And with your help, that can be done. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'm Audi 5000s. Rain, rain, all day. Rain, rain, all day. Rain, rain, all day.